Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a report from Tronox Holdings. Prepare for some twists and turns because this report reveals that while most directors were cruising to easy re-elections, one faced a surprising amount of opposition. And trust me, that's just the beginning. And before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below, so come join us. Today we will be looking at an 8K form filed by Tronox Holdings in May of 2025. An 8K form is used to notify investors of major events at the company. This filing summarizes the results of their annual shareholder meeting. This meeting covered important topics like electing directors, executive pay, and auditor appointments. We'll break down the key votes and what they mean for the company's future. The main point of this report is to show how shareholders voted on important issues at the company's annual meeting. First, shareholders voted to elect directors. Most directors were easily re-elected, meaning most people agreed with the company's picks. But let's look closer at the numbers because there's a standout situation with one candidate. Ilan Koffel got a whopping 137 million votes for him with just 3 million against, so that's a huge win. John Romano also did great with 140 million for and only around 800,000 against. Looks like the shareholders are happy with him as well. Now this is where things get interesting. While most directors sailed through, Fawaz Al-Fawaz faced significant opposition. He barely squeaked by with 69 million votes against. That means nearly half of the shareholders actively voted against him, which is a big deal. It's rare to see such a close call in these votes. It suggests there's a significant portion of shareholders who have concerns or reservations about his role or performance. At now, why did this happen? That isn't in the filing and we can only guess. Did he make some unpopular decisions? Does his vision not align with the company's direction as seen by the shareholders who have concerns or reservations about his role or performance? At now, why did this happen? That isn't in the filing and we can only guess. Did he make some unpopular decisions? Does his vision not align with the company's direction as seen by the shareholders who have concerns or reserving at the rest? It seems like they didn't have any trouble with the votes. Peter Johnston got 136 million votes for and just 4 million against. Ginger Jones had 139 million votes for and only 1.7 million against. Next up is executive compensation or say on pay. Shareholders got to give their opinion on how much the top executives are paid. It's a non-binding advisory vote, meaning the company doesn't have to change anything based on the vote, but it's a good way to see if shareholders are happy with the pay packages. Over 136 million votes for the pay compared to 4 million against. That's a pretty solid approval, meaning most shareholders think the executives are being paid fairly. Moving on, shareholders voted to approve the company's choice of an independent auditor, which is like a financial watchdog. The vote was overwhelmingly in favor with 145 million votes for and just 3.5 million against. The shareholders basically gave their stamp of approval on the auditor. Here, the shareholders voted to accept the company's financial records from the UK. The results are again overwhelmingly positive with over 148 million votes saying yes. Next, the shareholders gave their opinion on how the company pays its directors in the UK. The results here are good but slightly less enthusiastic than other votes. 137 million voted for and 3 million voted against. Still, it is a big win, so directors can breathe easy. This proposal was to bring back PricewaterhouseCoopers or PAC as the company's UK auditor. It's like saying, hey, should we keep the same people checking our books in the UK? Shareholders voted overwhelmingly to keep 2PUC with 145 million votes in favour. Looks like they trust PwC to keep doing a good job. This one is about giving the company's board or a special committee the power to decide how much to pay PwC for their work. Again, almost everyone agreed with 148 million votes for and only about 350,000 against. This means shareholders trust the board to handle the auditor's pay fairly. This proposal asks shareholders to allow the company's board to create and issue new shares of stock. Think of it like giving the board permission to print more money in a way. The vote passed easily with 147 million votes for it. This gives the board more flexibility to raise money or use shares for other purposes. This is similar to the previous proposal, but with a twist. It lets the board issue new shares without giving existing shareholders the first chance to buy them. This can be a bit controversial because it could dilute the value of existing shares. Shareholders approved it with 147 million votes, but there were more votes against this time, about 1.2 million. This proposal is about giving the company the green light to buy back its own shares from investors. Think of it like the company saying, we believe our stock is undervalued, so we're going to buy some back. Shareholders approved it with 146 million votes. This can boost the stock price and return value to shareholders. Finally, shareholders voted on how often they should get to vote on executive pay, also known as the say on pay vote. They had choices every year, every 2 years, or every 3 years. Most shareholders preferred voting every year with over 131 million votes for that option. This means they want to keep a close eye on executive compensation and have a regular say in it. Now, what does this all mean? Well, Tronox shareholders are generally on board with the company's direction. They trust the board's decisions on things like auditor appointments and share issuances. The one big exception is Fawaz Al-Fawaz. The significant opposition he faced suggests there are some serious concerns among shareholders about his role. This could be a sign of trouble ahead if the company doesn't address these concerns. Looking forward, keep an eye on Tronox. How will the company respond to the message sent by shareholders about that director? Will there be any changes to the company's strategy or leadership? Only time will tell, but this shareholder meeting has definitely raised some interesting questions. Alright, that's our breakdown of Tronox's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.